I think it was probably the first ever chemistry set I got for my dad when I was about 11 for my birthday, and it just all stemmed from there.
10, 9, 8,
you know,
7.
creating fizzes in jars and little miniature explosions and things changing colour. That was the first thing that got me interest peaked.
0.
Liftoff of Space Shuttle Discovery, taking the space station to full power for full science.
I've realised that as a chemist you could go into the lab in the morning and by lunchtime have made something that nobody else in the world has ever made. That captured my imagination.
Toss a rock in a pool and watch how the ripples start from the splash and travel out.
Science is the study of the unknown. You're discovering things that you don't know, you're solving problems on a daily basis, you're encountering things that you've never seen before, and in the type of work that I do within science, no 2 days are the same.
It's the moments when you're discovering something new, you've had a hunch, and you think, it might work, it might be like this, and you go out and you work out how you can test it, and you do, and it comes, and you actually see it happening, and you learn something new, and you actually have those moments where you see something different, you see something in a completely different light, and you actually begin to understand it, and you get a real insight.
You have to be able to imagine things as well as discover things. And people like Einstein, when he first got going, he used to imagine images in his mind until someone introduced him to mathematics. So he used to visualize what he thought might happen.
If sound is vibration, Phil, how does it get from one place to another?
Mostly through the air, Jimmy.
People have this very sort of clean image and pure aesthetic of media, and specifically digital media. But back when people were developing it, they would have had to have investigated the physiology of bodies. For example, looking at the mechanisms within the ear, how the ear was constructed to create something like the telephone.
It's like 20 years ago when I started off my career, we didn't have things like mobile phones, and all of those type of things like iPods, mobile phones, they all come through STEM type of work, and I think it's just so exciting to see things move along so fast.
I think for me, the STEM, so the sort of science end of it, it's always changing. It's a very fast industry, so there's always new things happening. The business changes quite often. People want things faster, bigger, better all the time, so it's the fact that it's so dynamic that I really enjoy.
The variety of it, the challenge, because it's constant problem solving. It's we've got no idea how to do this. It might not even be possible. Let's just have a go. Let's see what we can do and try and solve these problems. And it's that's what's so good about it.
What inspires me about science is that there's so many different aspects. So there's your biology, physical, chemical. I just think you can never know. There's so much to know and you'll never know it all. I mean, I've been at P&G now for 4 years and I'm still learning so much every day in my little type of chemistry that I work in. So that's what inspires us about science. You never ever know everything.
The problems we come up against, sometimes they're scientific, sometimes they're engineering. But it's having that creativity which is the key to solving the problems.
There's this new technology that's taking us beyond our current existence, off into the stars for real now, and we're finding out, we know almost what the edge of the universe looks like.
So really, I think the first thing a young person has to do is decide which area of science really captivates them and to focus on that. But obviously you have to do well in the other areas of science to get you the qualifications to move forward.
Obviously the qualifications are very important, but it's also the experiences that you get along the way, and what else you can do with it. It's not just getting the certificate at the end, although it does open lots of doors. It's what other experiences you can get and bring to it.
I think, education's obviously really, really important, but experience is just as important. And wherever you can get experience within STEM is brilliant. It might, in my case, let me onto my actual career, But if it hadn't, I could then go to another employer and say, well, you know, I've tried this, I've done this, it's what I love and what I want to do. So I had that experience that made me more competitive and give me advantage over other people going for those jobs.
I would say have a great passion for things of like sciences and maths. I said, if the passion's there, then there's a career at the end of it. Just enjoy it, enjoy what you're learning, and that leads on to so many other new things.
To me, the most important thing is to always ask why and why and why. You know how little kids are sometimes annoying, how they're asking why and why and why, and it's just like, shut up. Keep asking why until you get to understand why it is the way it is.